into the success of the deep balls that Brady has been able to throw? I mean, are those guys just in sync? I mean, he's hit some big ones to OJ and others too.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was the time they put in the summer and continued through training camp. We emphasize it pretty hard in practice to make sure we're going full speed when we're throwing deep balls so that there's no change in speed in the game. Guys aren't just jogging routes, 3/4 speed, and then all of a sudden in the game, it's like, whoa, he's a lot faster than he was in practice. That can't happen. It has to be full tilt in practice. And so that way the quarterback, he knows each guy and knows where to put it, So, yeah, I think that's an emphasis we've had the whole time.
And a couple of years ago, you weren't here, but the last time this team went to Chicago, they got shellacked on defense in particular. But there's only like 4 guys that remain. In just 2 years, you really kind of rebuilt this entire defense. So what does it say to the job that Jason, yourself, and Todd has done with these young players and having this much success this early?
Yeah, I think Jason's done a great job of identifying bright guys. And not just good athletes, but bright guys and football players that understand the game and love the game. And, we pick up Shaq and Sue, guys that love to play the game and are talented. And then, the young secondary guys came in quickly and they took their lumps. And we knew they were going to take their lumps early last year. And they're going to grow into football players. And so right now, I mean, knock on wood, we're healthy over there on defensive side, and we're playing really well. So, yeah, my hat's off to Todd and Jason.
Thanks.
All right, next is Greg Allman.
Hey, Coach, you get a chance this week to go up against Chuck Pagano. Obviously, you guys coach together in Cleveland, have a real strong bond, I'm sure, from the time in Indy. But I know you've gone against him before, but just what's that like and how close you guys are?
Yeah, we're close. I mean, he's like my brother from the West Coast, and so I'd never like going against friends, and it takes a lot of the joy from winning out, but definitely still want to win. But no, Chuck's a great person and dear friend, and the whole Pagano family.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up is going to be Jenna Lane.
Hey, Coach, along the lines of Rick's question, I know you weren't here then. It was a much different defense back then. They played more passive style and everything. Since then, you guys have gone from a 4-3 to a 3-4. You guys are much more attack up front. Is that the way the league is going now, where teams kind of have to be more aggressive up front, blitz more, pressure more up front than maybe in previous years?
I think it's still the style of defense you want to play. And a lot of it's the players you have. I think this group of players that we have right now could play multiple different styles of defense. So it's just, I think it's your preference and what style of defense you want to play, and then matching your players, and then what players you have matching your defense to. And
there are only a few guys left from that game, but what makes this system that you have now work so well for your players, including guys like Levante David, who were there then and played in that system too?
Well, yeah, I think Levante can play in any defense you want to draw up. He's a great football player. So it's not really a scheme fit. I mean, he fits everything. And I think when you're drafting and getting free agents, it's more just getting football players, find out what they can do. Todd does a great job of putting them in position. Whether we're in a 4-3, 3-4, that's just schematics because we play them all, and just putting a guy in position to whip his guy one-on-one and make a play.
All right, next is Ed Encina.
Hi, Bruce. The team officially put O.J. Howard on IR today. I'm just wondering, how tough that is for you guys. Obviously, he's a big part of what you do, and it seemed like he was really starting to come along as part of your game plans and starting to get really involved in everything. And obviously he's a guy who, his teammates love, everything like that. I mean, how tough is it losing a guy like that? And how do you, the tight end position, which is is one of these deep positions, how do you kind of overcome his absence?
Well, you can't replace him. You just put the next guy in and put what he in the game plan, what he does best. Cam Brate, Tanner Hudson, those guys can do things too, but they can't be OJ. OJ's a special guy. And so, yeah, obviously we'll sorely miss him. But, one man's injury is another man's opportunity. And these guys still don't know who Lou Gehrig is, let alone Wally Pipp. But so I use that analogy all the time. And who's available this week? This is your chance to shine on national television.
And I wonder if I get just your thoughts. There's another round of COVID protocols that came out yesterday, and among them that kind of stands out is this video surveillance thing of you guys will be constantly taped to make sure everyone uses PPE. You guys have done a really good job of that, but your reaction to hearing that kind of
yeah, I was happy. I don't have to be the mask police anymore. New York can be the mask police.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Stacey Dales.
Hey, Coach. Great to see you.
Hey, Stace.
Hey, my question is, where have you, through 4 games, seen the most growth in your offense? And then I have a quick follow-up, which is, the concerns with this.
Yeah, I think most growth in the offensive line. We're running the ball, I think, at a really good rate right now, and which sets up a lot of the play action passes. But their pass protection has been outstanding. Everybody knows about our receivers and the backs, but their offensive line is, I think, playing at a really high level right now.
And if I may, just a quick follow-up, just your concerns about this Bears defense on a short week, what problems they present?
Yeah, again, great players. I mean, all the way across the board. Extremely well coached, and they don't make mistakes. They're hard to block, so it should be a heck of a challenge for us, especially on a short week.
All right, next up is going to be Sarah Walsh.
Hey, Coach, could you just give us an update on the running back situation? I know you have a lot of guys banged up there.
Yeah, we had 2 guys practice today, Brojo and Keyshawn. Kenyon is in the concussion protocol. Shady's got an ankle, and with the new rules, we can't bring in another one. So we might be in this ball game with 2 guys.
All right, next up, we're going to have Greg Allman.
Hey, Bruce, if you had only 2 backs, I don't know how often you have to work somebody as an emergency running back. Would you turn to somebody like Whitehead, who has a background as a running back, or even Devin White?
No, their running back days were at Aliquippa High School and wherever the hell he played at high school. But no, we'll just use guys we have and finalize, get a game plan for what we got left.
And at receiver, just want to ask you how Evans, Watson, some of your iffy guys there look today.
Nobody practiced today. Mike, Chris, Scotty, and Justin were all out.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next is going to be Rick Stroud.
Hey, Coach, I just wanted to ask you about, Cam Brate, who obviously has done a lot in this league, but when Gronk came in, he had to take another role, and now he's going to take on a bigger role. But just his ability to sort of handle that and just kind of what you look forward to what he can do in this offense. Yeah,
I think Cam's a pro's pro, and he's always ready. Now that somebody's down, and we know what he can do. We had him last year. We know what his strengths are, and so we can build around that. Tom has great trust in him. We all do, and and he's a better blocker than people give him credit for. And so yeah, we'll do what he does best, and he'll be a big part of the game plan.
Thanks.
We have time for a few more. We're going to go to Tom Krasnicki.
Hi, Bruce. Just to follow up on the offensive line, Tristan Wirfs did a really good job on Cameron Jordan, and Joey Bosa just the other day said, hey, that kid's going to be a great player. So after 4 games, has Tristan Wirfs exceeded your expectations at this point?
Not really. We thought he was going to be a heck of a player. He's a very mature young man, and he's got his hands full this week, so he's got another big crew to work to go and block. And but he just goes about his business every single day, and he and Antoine are 2 of the most mature rookies I've had in a long time.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to go Sarah Walsh.
Hey, Coach, I just wanted to follow up about the running backs. How's Leonard doing, Fournette? Is there any chance that he would play Thursday?
We'll see tomorrow. He has made some improvement, and we'll see. We might run some tomorrow. We've been all walkthroughs up to this point, so we'll see how he is tomorrow. He'll probably be a game time guy.
All right, we'll go over to Jenna Lane.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, with your tight ends group, health is a concern, and Gronk is a guy that, similar to OJ in the fact that, he blocks really well, and he's also a receiving threat. Have you found kind of that happy place when it comes to productivity and workload for him? Is that going to change at all with OJ being out?
No, it won't change. I mean, he'll get pretty much the same number of snaps, and we'll do some things with Cam too. But it's the ball will go wherever whoever's open. But as far as the number of snaps, they'll probably stay the same.
Okay, our last question is going to come from Luke Easterling.
Hey, Coach, obviously with so many guys at the skill positions not practicing still this late in the week and it being a short week, how challenging is it for you, for Byron and those guys to kind of formulate a game plan for the guys that are there, while maybe hoping that some of those guys who are maybe game time guys will be able to go and tailor it to them being there as well?
Yeah, hopefully I think we've done a good job. Byron's done a heck of a job, and he and Kevin Garver, and knowing what Grayson can do and Mickens can do. Those guys that have played some, and just tailor the game plan to what our guys can do. And if one of those other guys pops back in the picture, then we know what they can do. They can do everything these guys can do. So don't ask them to do too much.
That's all for today. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.